I played the Elden Ring Nightreign beta at 3 a.m. so you didn't have to. All this and more here on Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what the heck is going on, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, February 14th, 2025. I'm one of your show hosts, SnowBikeMike, and today I am joined by the master of hype, my main man, my dude, Mr. Tim Geddes. Tim, happy Friday.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mike. Look at us
Come on.
here. I love it. You're looking good.
Tim, I got a vest. Check it out.
You do have a vest. You came in, obviously it's Mike, good spirits, super hyped. It's not like you were starting a game at 3 a.m. last night, and here you are, and we all saw the thumbnail. But you walk in and you're like, it's Workwear Fridays, which is not something I've heard before. You then proceed to say it's because we got to go to work.
Tim, we got to put in the work. You know that, Tim. You can't enjoy the weekend without putting in the work, and man, I got a couple of big highlights for you, Tim.
But I need to, before you even get to your highlights, I need to know. Because right now you're telling me we got overall Mondays.
Overall Mondays because we're overall Friday. Mondays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the gist. It's like, I'm not overall Mondays because I love Mondays.
You try to be a team player.
Overall Mondays because we're overall Mondays, y'all.
Okay, then we got the Workwear Fridays.
Workwear Fridays is right because you've been putting in work all week. Let's put in one more day, get to the weekend.
In between that, is there anything? Because right before the show started, you introduced to me, you got really excited about some blazers and hoodies.
Tim, I don't know if you know, but of course, last night with the 28th annual DICE Awards, one Greg Miller hosted for his 9th time in a row. Shout out to Stella, who did a fantastic job as well.
Killing the game, both of them.
The whole production team over at the DICE Awards, fantastic. Big claps. I live reacted to it.
Mic up the audience, though, y'all. I'll pay for it next year.
They were smiling. They were having fun. They were smiling.
But mic them up so it doesn't feel so awkward when they make the jokes and people are laughing, but we don't hear them laugh.
That's true. That's true.
My one complaint.
Here's the catch, Tim, is it was a fantastic production. We're going to talk about some big winners. We're also going to be talking about some incredible speeches. We're going to be talking about some incredible human beings who were honored at the show, who talked about teamwork, who talked about putting in the work and saying yes to adventure. Fantastic stuff. But I got to give a big call out.
You got to.
Mr. Fashion himself, Todd Howard, showed up in a blazer hoodie. It's not a blazer. It's a blazer hoodie. Okay? It's a blazer, but with a hoodie inside of the blazer. It's not two different items. It's one item, Tim.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's
got Mr. B special, some call it.
It was fire. Tim, I texted Greg Miller. I said, go up to Todd Howard, ask him where he got that blazer hoodie combo.
Did you
And then, of course, Greg Miller, as dad would, fucks it all up. He goes, where'd you get your outfit,
Todd, do you have this asset?
I'm pulling it right now.
Thank you. Don't even say it. We need to just show the people.
Thank you, Dad. You know what I mean? For trying. Thank you, Dad.
I love you so much.
I love it, man. It was Todd Howard to the T. The hoodie was dope on top of the blazer. Machine Games winning a bunch of awards for Indiana Jones. We'll talk about later. I loved it. Did we find it? Yes. Is it $1,200? Yes.
Shut up.
Am I going to buy one? Of course.
Here we go.
Todd Howard, SnowBikeMike asked me to ask you where you get the vest and where did the whole outfit come from?
The mall. I don't know.
Mall? Oh, that's the worst answer.
It's very hard to find clothes that fit me. If it fits, I buy it.
Get out of here.
Now, thanks, Dad. Kind of fucked it up, okay? There's a little more style, too. A little more swag that you got to bring into that.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd Howard, where'd you get that blazer hoodie combo, big dog? SnowBikeMike needs to know. Okay?
Is that what you would have said?
That's
like word for word. You would walk up to Todd Howard.
Yeah, I would have done that to Todd Howard.
One of the most legendary game creators of all time.
Todd knows I would have bring that energy to him.
And you're going to call him Big Dog. I love it.
Hey, Big Dog.
You need to.
Where'd you get that steez? That style, that fashion? Man, showing up in K-Swiss sneakers, jeans, and the blazer hoodie. I mean, the guy's doing it. He's living life.
He's living life, everybody.
So we got the DICE Awards. Was fantastic. Shout out to Greg and the team. I had so much fun watching that. Then, of course, I'm riding the high of the fun. And it's like, this the DICE Awards starts at like 8 o'clock at night.
It's kind of wild.
It's like 10:30 when this ended.
What are we doing?
And so you're adding it up. It's like,
it's Vegas, I guess.
It's 10:30. Let's just call that 11. If the Nightreign beta starts at 3 a.m., I might as well ride this. So why not, right? Order myself up a little pizza. You know
was
what
that
I mean?
the plan? Was the plan to get to 3 a.m.? Because that doesn't sound like a good plan.
I knew I was going to get to 3 a.m. because you're not going to miss out on Elden Ring.
And by the way, getting to 3 a.m. just means getting there to hope that it was ready and actually going to work. And then how long did you get to play?
Till 6:30 in the morning.
And
I
you
played
do that?
3.5 hours.
You did that?
Uninterrupted, Tim.
Okay.
We're going to start off with story number 1 in just a couple of moments because, of course, this is the Kind of Funny Games Daily Podcast. Each and every weekday, we bring you the nerdy news you need to know about live on Twitch and on YouTube, and of course on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do here at Kind of Funny, consider supporting us with that brand new Kind of Funny membership available on YouTube and on Patreon to get the very best of Kind of Funny. You'll get your daily dose of Greg Miller and his Gregway vlog series. I took over Gregway last night. I don't know if you saw.
The Magic the Gathering game?
No. Of course, we are prepping for Magic Con. So me and Bless, 2 days ago, did Magic the Gathering at the desk. We had some fun playing a full game. But yesterday, I talked about somebody ruining my birthday. And I asked the question out there to the best friends, what do you do if you ruin somebody's birthday? How do you make it back up to them? And so I'm going to give it to you like that. Someone who ruined my birthday, and I'm waiting for the love back.
Now, here's the thing, Mike. I saw this. I don't want to spoil who it was. I saw it. I didn't watch it yet. I just saw the headline, and I was like, I need to check this out. I need to see what this is all about and what bullshit Mike's about to bring to the world right now. But it made me think, first and foremost, did I miss your birthday?
No. Well, every day is my birthday, Tim, so you're never missing my birthday. I get to spend it with you. Every day is my birthday. Bring presents. Bring more presents.
Wait, when is your birthday? April?
May 7th.
May.
Yes,
Okay,
you
May
and I
7th.
are May babies, is right,
I'm
along
June.
with Kevin. Well, Kevin, shut up. But we kind of flow together. We flow together.
Yeah.
But, somebody on my
Babies.
birthday handed me a chicken tender. I won't say from what restaurant, but they handed me a chicken tender. Chicken tender snapped my tooth in half. Ruined my birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm still mad about that person.
A chicken tender snapped his tooth in half.
Snapped it.
The-
Snapped it in
a
half.
chicken tender. Tender, it's in its name. Something is wrong with your
It
teeth,
rubber
Mike.
banded. You bit into it, snap, rubber band, tooth in half, gone. I still blame him to this day for ruining my birthday. But
Still
you
incredibly
can learn.
white, though.
Thank you. I'm trying
that
my
tooth
best.
popped out. People are like, that can't be a tooth. That's
I'm
too
trying my
white.
best. I'm gonna go get.
Some
I'm gonna get
people
more
are
teeth
saying the
whitening.
lack of enamel from all the whitening caused the tooth to break.
That could be it. That
That's
could
a
be
theory. That's
Could
just
be
a
it.
theory.
We'll have to talk to the professionals.
There's only
about
science
that.
to back that up.
Of course, to be a part of the show, you can let me know and Tim know and the world know how your Elden Ring Nightreign experience went for test number 1. You can tell us if you're gearing up and getting excited for test number 2 later this evening if you're here with us on the West Coast. And most importantly, you can tell us your thoughts, feelings, and opinions about any of the news stories that we cover with those YouTube super chats. But of course, some housekeeping news for you. We are an 11-person small business all about live talk shows. Today, after Kind of Funny Games Daily, you get a GAMESCAST on what we've been playing.
Very excited for that. It's going to be a fun one. Today's going to be a fun day in the studio. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. I don't want to say some things because they may or may not happen because you know how things go.
You never know.
But I do know what is going to happen today is Blessing is going to play Dark Souls for the very first time with 2 of his best friends in the entire world, SnowBikeMike and Andy Cortez.
The Dark Souls Bros.
It's Andy Cortez's birthday weekend, and
Isn't
he's
it
kicking
wild?
it off right.
He's got a big birthday weekend. We're all very excited about that, and we're happy to celebrate it with Blessing. He is very excited to give his all into Dark Souls, so keep an eye out for that one. We also have Game Showdown going down this afternoon as well. So you get a GAMESCAST of what we've been playing. And Tim, I'm not on that, but the next time we have one, I need you to know I've been playing a lot. Did I finish BioShock Remastered for the first ever time?
No
Have
way.
I played 2 and Infinite? Of course. Have I played 1? Not till now. Yeah, that's my BioShock journey. I'll share
you're
that later on in
welcome
another
to join
podcast.
us if you have a big day. So I'm not saying it's, but if you wanted to, it's just the 3 of us.
If
so.
things happen out there and the excitement levels rise, I'm not coming in here.
Yeah, I get
You
it.
know
I
what
get
mean?
it. I
That's what
get
I'll
it.
say. But I could be.
I don't
in
think
here.
they will timing wise, but
You
we'll
never
figure
know.
that
You
out
never
later.
know.
We'll figure that
Of
out.
course, game.
Sorry, no, we're already going long. There's
Yeah.
2 things that I feel the need to say.
Oh, lay it on
We're
me.
in housekeeping, so one of them is shout out to all of you for supporting on Spotify. I've been saying this the last couple days.
Lay it
We've
on
been
'em.
getting a lot of really, really, really cool behind the scenes props for y'all showing up on and watching video on Spotify. And we have some of the biggest podcasts in the world, the Tom Segura's, the Bert Kreischer's, a bunch of these guys, right?
Okay.
And they're being talked about, and in the same breath as Kind of Funny. because of y'all showing up and supporting so hard since we launched video on Spotify. And it's making me feel real good that I'm like, we're doing something. You know what I mean?
Smile.
Like, we're freaking here. Our numbers are insanely low compared to theirs, but people are like, who the fuck are those guys? You know what I mean? So let's keep it going. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And second off, I know we already talked about the workwear and all that.
Yeah, workwear.
I'm a big vest fan. I haven't worn vests since middle school. I used to rock them all the time, the big puffy vest. I loved that shit. Mike, you're doing God's work. Bring them back.
Tim, it's Workwear Fridays, Tim. You and I can go to Shoe Depot. We'll go buy a bunch of workwear together, okay? It's the new look. It's the new vibe, Tim.
All right.
Get you some Timberlands. Next thing you know, you might be cutting it up, okay?
Tim, funny you didn't say anything when last year when I did my vest movement.
He did. He had a vest movement, Tim. I don't know if you know about
It was my vest year?
I wasn't invested in it.
It was my vest year.
We're in tandem this year.
We're doing a lot of it, is right. Of course, if you're a Kind of Funny member, you will get today's Gregway, which is Blessing taking over. So keep an eye out for that one. And of course, we want to give a big thank you to those who support us over on Patreon, like our Patreon producers for the month, Delaney Twining, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Karen Lindener. Thank you so much for your support. Also, big thank you to today's sponsors, Rocket Money, Shady Rays, and BetterHelp, but I will tell you all about them later. Tim, let's get in to what is and forever will be the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 7 stories today. Story number 1 kicks off with a big one.
Big one.
Elden Ring Nightreign's first network test plagued by server issues. FromSoftware issues apology. This coming from Wesley Yin-Poole at IGN. The story reads, Elden Ring Nightreign's first network test suffered from significant server issues that prevented many from playing. IGN staff with access to the test reported server problems so extreme they were unable to access the game for the test's first hour. The issues were bad enough that FromSoftware issued a statement on social media confirming that players were struggling to find a match due to server congestion. The developers apologized but encouraged players to try matchmaking again after a while. It appears the PlayStation servers were in particular having the problems, and indeed were brought down for maintenance. FromSoftware has said it's considering an additional Elden Ring Nightreign network tests session in response to the server problems that affected the first session that ran today. Quote, this first session of the hashtag Elden Ring hashtag Nightreign network test has ended, the developers tweeted at the conclusion of the Elden Ring Nightreign's first test. We apologize for the inconvenience caused by the game's server issues. Work is currently ongoing to improve the stability of the network test. An additional network test session is being considered, end quote.
Here's the thing. I think overall, this is all good news because when you really break this down, this is just FromSoftware showing that they care. And
of course,
really care about the community and fan base, and they're apologizing for something that they truly do not need to apologize for. It is a network test.
That's what it's all about, Tim.
It's about testing the network.
We're trying to break this network.
I don't know if you saw that. Let's break this shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, is it a good sign that it broke so easily? No. But it's a network test, right? Like, hey, they're trying to learn, they're trying to figure out like what to do going forward.
Correct.
I think that if this results in it won't be flawless, but as close to flawless as possible launch, that's what this is all for, right? The 3 a.m. time is interesting to me because why would you do a test at 3 a.m. Pacific? You know, that's 6 a.m.
You know
Eastern.
what it is, though.
Well, but that's the thing is, I just don't know. I don't know where. I don't know
it's
where.
global.
Yeah, but where is that relevant for? I'm just bringing this being chat. Let me know.
Oh,
what
of course.
audience is this hitting?
Let us know. Yeah.
Because like I understand, I fully understand.
Yeah,
Like, just to be clear,
You
I
know
fully
that.
understand.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it's for. You get what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, that's
where are
probably
they trying to targeting there.
If we're 8 hours ahead, that's Europe waking up in the morning / that's probably Eastern Europe. That is Japan and everything in between. So yeah, you got a lot going on in there.
I just wonder what their main player base is. Like I wonder what the strategy behind doing a network test that's this big.
Yeah.
Like was their biggest audience there at that time, or was this them trying to avoid their biggest audience?
Getting ready for tonight.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. So it is interesting though that it had some issues. But Mike, did you have issues?
Tim, I know a lot of people can get mad. I can happily say that I played for 3.5 hours with 0 issues. I had a fantastic time. Mind you, there was one game where one kid was pinging all over the map because he was flying all over the place. But other than that, it ran flawlessly for me. It was an impressive test, had a lot of fun. It was a really good time. Now, I played on Xbox. We'll see what happens tonight. But like you said, right, this is a goal. This is a test for the network. And most importantly, this is a team that's known for single-player experiences,
for sure.
not really a multiplayer side. Of course, SnowBikeMike plays a lot of multiplayer in this, and I push those limits. But like, really and honestly, this isn't a team that's known for this. So it is interesting to see how they come at this, how do they combat it, how do they get ready for the big launch, right? I always come into these betas as like, we're going to break this. It's going to have server issues. It's going to melt. It's not day one. It's not month 3. We got to get to that and see where they're at right here.
So all the network stuff aside, because I feel like we get it. We're aligned. We understand what this is. And again, them apologizing and all that, it's just above and beyond. This is just them like being really, really, really supportive, I think is the right word. Gameplay-wise, you know, we just had Andy talk all about his experience with this game on a GAMESCAST a couple days ago that y'all should check out if you haven't already. But Mike, what are your thoughts?
Tim, first off, Andy did an incredible job over on our GAMESCAST, giving the big preview of what he experienced, all the rundown that he got. Please go check that out. I will say this, Tim, FromSoftware is cooking something. They got something here, Tim. They got something real special and really, really fun. At the core of it is a boss rush mode mixed with a randomizer, and it is just jammed together, and it equals pure Elden Ring FromSoftware fun. You and 3 friends jump in. You are running around this map. It feels like you're playing a battle royale in Fortnite of like the hecticness of we need to go this way. We need to go that way. Oh my gosh, the fire circle is closing in. We need to move forward. I need to level up. I need to pick up new gear. I need to upgrade these items. There's so many decisions being made in a game where it very much is of like, you are so accustomed to being, it's just my world. I can take it slow. I can take a deep breath and like, fight these people at my own pace. I can stop and read a menu. I can go back to the hold and upgrade. None of that applies here. It is your foot is on the pedal and you need to be moving. There was many times where I'd be playing with someone and one person will stop to start reading their gear, which is great. You have opportunities to kind of like organize your stuff and rearrange your weapons, but you need to be moving. And so the other person would just start running as fast as they could. And it's like, okay, well, you're going to get left behind, and like we're going to go here, which now puts us at a disadvantage. We're going to die. You're going to be back there. Now we're under-leveled, and it's just this drive of mayhem that makes chaotic fun that you don't experience in this kind of game, and it's awesome. I really loved it.
So do you have any feelings towards the movement speed being different and kind of like, does the gameplay still feel like Elden Ring to you?
Yes, the gameplay at its core very much still feels like Elden Ring. Maybe cranked up just a little bit on the speed side of things because you are rushing a lot of these fights. There isn't much time of like settle in, figure out their move sets, try to perfect parry or nail that perfect dodge. It is very much of like, you see those guys, you rush right into battle, we bang into them, we keep it moving, which is really cool. But like the no torrent is no big deal because you now have a double sprint where you are moving as fast as torrent. Torrent's big jump that will get you upside of cliff sides, they have that with some sort of geyser that you can jump and fly 3 stories up and then glide around. So they have all the movement that you would need to keep the pace moving while also still matching what you would see in Elden Ring and what you would know about.
In your 3.5 hours,
yeah,
I'm sure a delusional 3.5 hours. And also,
wild.
I can't believe you're this hyped right now, and this up right
great.
now. But you're good. And also, no chai. I noticed water. I like
no
this.
chai. I took a nice, beautiful morning walk. And Tim, let me tell you,
Tell me,
just
man.
a little quick off
Just a
one
quick
for you.
one. Come on.
Isn't it the best? Isn't it the best to make someone smile? How easy is it to make somebody smile? There's me on the trail walking. I lock eyes with this gentleman. He's walking his dog. I take a step to the side, give them space. He looks at me. I smile, say, "Good morning, my man. Happy Friday." He's laughing, the dog doing its thing. Then we come back, right? I'm in the parking lot. Does this jabroni have the same forerunner as I do? Of course. Does he look at me? I look at him. I go, oh, snap. Now I'm into this conversation. We're talking about his wife. We're talking about his kids. We're talking about Valentine's Day. And I'm just looking at him smiling. I'm like, man, the world is so great. You know what I mean? There's a lot of beauty in this world. There's a lot of bad, Chad, I understand. But, man, to make someone smile and how easy it is, it's just so much fun. And it feels rewarding.
Much,
so please go do that. It was an awesome feeling. So I'm feeling great, Tim.
Good.
I'm feeling great.
Good.
a little offsuit.
What am
for
I
you.
supposed to do?
Like,
Here I am just smiling because
it was beautiful,
motherfucker.
Tim. I can't lie to you.
God, I
So
love you,
I do
man.
have a couple small critiques.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get
Okay.
to. Is there what do you not like so far about your experience?
So right now, the only thing that I truly don't like right now personally is the mage build. You have 4 possible builds that you play. It is very different from your normal Dark Souls where you kind of mix and match your own stats and you go your own way. You kind of have player builds that you can still mix and match with weapons and stuff, but you kind of are picking a lane when you pick one of the characters. One is more of the tanker build, one is the stealth assassin, one is the generic warrior, and one is a mage. But this mage is a little bit different because instead of having 2 different flasks, one for mana, one for health, this one now only has one, just health. And so your mana consumption is kind of just like at this like tough blend of I've used up all my mana, I'm not getting enough back, and so now I'm not casting spells. And there's this difficult dance that I couldn't master in my first 3 hours where I was like, ooh, that wasn't a fun experience as a spellcaster.
And sorry, forget this. Are you typically a mage?
I am usually. I think most people, I would probably go as far as say, is like, I bet you 80% of all Dark Souls and Elden Ring people are not spellcasters, right? I think spellcasters are a very small subsect of like the gameplay itself. So I don't think it's a big class that people are like dying for, but there is a lot of people who are probably like me who enjoy that, right? You get kind of a little bit away from the battle. You get your chance to kind of see things on the battlefield, dodge and move. And so this one is a different blend because it's not just the traditional, hey, here's 2 different potions, drink as you like. It is very much of you have to be spell casting, but then also using this ability that is your ultimate, so it kind of takes some time to get it back. And so you use it, and like Andy described in the GAMESCAST, I encourage you to check that out, it will mark targets. And every target then is marked, and anybody that hits them that you hit will bring you back health and mana, which is great, except for when you're on a one-on-one fight with the boss. And then it's a little bit tougher to really bring it back. So you feel at a disadvantage here of not being able to help your teammates, being stuck using a bow that does like 14 damage, and like, ooh, I wish I could help y'all. I'm really behind on this. And so there's a guy who sells stuff. They have a shopkeep out there, but he only sold me 2 like kind of mana regens. So it's like, it just doesn't feel quite right.
The balance
right
is
here.
off right now.
But it is fun how they kind of played with it all of like everybody has these 2 abilities, right? One is kind of a faster, we'll call that ability 1, faster respawn, kind of your minor ability, and then your major super ability. And everybody has something different. It is cool to see them all blend. When you play with randoms, it is very much a game of chance of, is this team ready to move?
Got it.
Who will be the leader? Because you need to move at all times and you need to be seeing the field. When you play with friends, I think you'll have a great time of like, someone will say, hey, we're going here next. Let's go here next. Hey, I need to stop. Let's do this. When you play with randoms, there's none of that, and it's all chance.
Semi-loaded question here.
Yeah.
But I know you very well. I know Andy very well. I don't know most people on the team very well. Not everybody. I know that you and Andy, y'all the boys when it comes to the Souls games and all that stuff in terms of the co-op and teaming up. I know Nick's a part of it.
Yes,
But
yeah.
like I also know Nick's like more just the comic relief. Right?
Yes, of course.
Who would be the third? It doesn't need to be kind of funny person necessarily.
Oh, the third? I mean, the first selection would be Blessing in The Office. That would
Okay.
really vibe with this.
So bless Andy, you
Yeah.
playing this game.
Yeah.
Does it have the potential to not just be, one of the best games of the year, an all fucking timer experience for y'all? Or is this just a nifty mode for fans of Souls games?
That's going to be up to FromSoftware. And I think that's the fun one of this story number 2 that we're going to get into. And that's what I want to talk about is what's next for this game and how do you capitalize on this? Because I think we've seen a couple of games that are live service. You know what I mean? Some say they don't want to be live service. They don't want that title, but they kind of are of like, you're going to provide players more content down the road and you're going to try to keep them. That's what this game is going to have a battle doing.
But like, I don't want to speculate though
Yeah.
about what might happen next for this game. I feel like, we do that a lot. You just played stuff. I want to know what's actually happening with this game.
Let's go to story number 2.
Let's go to story number 2.
Elden Ring Nightreign will get DLC bosses and characters according to Steam page Slip Up. Eric Van Allen writes at IGN. Elden Ring Nightreign's first big network test is underway, but eagle-eyed observers have already spotted that the Survival Royale has more on the way. A now-deleted Steam page mentioned additional DLC, seemingly confirming Elden Ring Nightreign will get additional bosses and characters as DLC. Per PC Gamer, a line on the Elden Ring Nightreign Steam page read, quote, additional DLC, additional playable characters and bosses, end quote. It's since been removed, and there's always a slim chance this was an added-in error, but it more than likely confirms that Elden Ring Nightreign will be getting more content down the line. Since this particular version of Elden Ring is a bit more online and a live service, it's not a surprising note. Elden Ring Nightreign is a standalone game, and developers FromSoftware has been pretty consistent on producing DLC in previous games. If more bosses are in the works, hopes would presume to be high for returning fights from previous games. Elden Ring Nightreign already has a few enemies from previous FromSoftware games, like the Nameless King. Why not more? So, Tim, let's talk about that.
Real quick, just looking at the chat, from what I'm getting here, it sounds like we knew DLC was happening already. They said that, but it sounds like some of the details might be the actual, it's going to be more bosses and things like that. That's the potential slip up here.
Yes, okay. Yeah, we knew if you listen to Andy's, of course, GAMESCAST, I'll keep promoting that, he talked about having 8 playable characters. Right now in the network test, you will only see 4. He also talked about more bosses being in there. We're only seeing a select few bosses in this. And so you would expect, if you look at this and you clearly can see it, you know what's going to happen here, right? This should catch major success when this releases, what I think Andy said, like late 30th. Fall, right? Or late May. And so this should catch fire into the summer, which then, if you were on the business side of things, you would look at that team and say, okay, this is red hot and you have something. What do we need to do to keep the player base in? And of course, you have a wealth of former bosses and enemy types that you can add. You can, of course, make new bosses and enemy types if you need to. You can make new classes, right? So I do expect that they will do that. This, to me, if you're looking at this, this is a live service product. This will be running through the summer into fall, and they would hope that this catches fire with more and more content coming your way. I have ideas of what I would like to see, but I do believe this will happen.
Mike, I'm very happy I'm asking you this question. I imagine this game is going to be very successful.
Real successful.
I imagine they're going to make a lot of money from people like you, people like Andy, maybe people like Bliss.
The FromSoftware fans.
Those bosses out there, they're going to want them. You're going to this sounds like it could really work from a business perspective and a fan perspective of giving them what they want. Do you think, Mike, that this game is successful enough that it has all the bosses from Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 and I don't know if they're allowed to have Bloodborne, probably not, but maybe they hinted at a spiritual version or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Do you think we get to the point that we fucking jump the shark?
Okay.
And we start collabing. And they're like, you know what? This game's not about the Elden Ring lore. This isn't about getting things right. This shit ain't canon, okay? You're fighting a monster from Monster Hunter, a Rathalos or whatever. You're fighting Nicki Minaj. She was in Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Damn, Tim, that's crazy. I thought you would do like a God of War. A Monster Hunter's a great pull. I do not believe they will do that. I think they will stay in their lane if they want to keep this legit. I think you will lose players if you start doing the crazy Nicki Minaj's, the Soap McTavish's. Now, does a Monster Hunter boss kind of fit the mold of most of these characters? Yeah, you could probably put a Monster Hunter boss in this world, and I bet you 80% of the player base will be like, oh yeah, that's an Elden Ring character. I've never seen it.
I'm telling you right now,
I think you can
by the end of this game's reign, we will fight. I won't. You will fight a Rathalos, and I don't even know if that's his name.
That's good. Tim, I love that pull. And so, yeah, that's what gets me excited is you can see the framework right now and what they have going on. Andy has talked about it in the GAMESCAST. Go check it out again. That it is a ever-evolving map. It is always going to be procedurally generated. Right now, during the network test, it is a set map that you fly into, you land, you can see the known landmarks, and you move with that. Every time it will change whenever you play. You can already tell they will probably build a second map to this, would be the smart move here. You can already tell that they will add all of the bosses from Dark Souls 1 all the way to Elden Ring and everything in between. If they can get FromSoftware with Bloodborne bosses, they will do that, right? So you can see the framework of that, and I truly believe that is the right move. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see a limited time mode where they do add in.
Will you drop on the Rebirth Island?
Stop it. Verdansk is coming. Get ready. We'll talk about that another day. But I would not be surprised if they tested out a limited time mode where 2 other teams drop with you. So there's 3 teams on the map that are moving and can either collide with each other on day 1, or they can wait until the end and compete at the end. The issue with FromSoftware and these multiplayer games is the dueling has never been perfect with the latency. So it is always something kind of funky and weird, but you can see the framework of like, Season 1, we add more bosses. Season 2, we add this. Season 3, we do this, right? Or you can break it down into quarters, months, whatever you want to call it. But there will probably be one day where it's like, hey, we have 3 teams jumping into this for a limited time mode. Here's the fun.
Whoa.
Good luck, right?
Whoa.
And so I do believe that will be what will happen, because there is a dedicated community that likes PvP in the Dark Souls and Elden Ring world. And I do see, you're looking at it, it is built for something like that. For a limited time mode, it's not going to be the bread and butter, but it will be an attempt that they will try.
Wow.
Let's see if we have any super chats coming in. Of course, Benny B. Good writes in with the $2 super chat, says, birthday gift for Mike. You the best, homie. Of course, don't
Happy
forget,
birthday, Mike.
every day is my birthday. You know what I mean? So treat that person, especially on a special day like today.
Yeah.
Tim, you might not be in love, viewer out there. You might not have that special someone, but you have a support community around you.
Yeah.
Reach out to somebody you care about. Let them know that you care.
Love
Let them know that you
yourself.
think about them
Look
today.
in the mirror.
Love
Give
yourself.
yourself
I like
a nice
that.
little smile.
Alex Frazier writes in and says, contributing to Mike's hoodie blazer combo fund. Put 5 on it, Tim.
There we go. Thanks, Alex.
$11.95 is what I need now.
We're inching towards it.
Of course, that is the talk for Elden Ring Nightreign. Tim, any further stuff on that? I'm very excited. I do believe, Tim, if this is a live service product, you can call it whatever you want. But like the money hats will look at it and go, how do I add in skins to this? How do we figure out a battle pass for this? I don't think you will ever pay for bosses. I don't think you'll pay for new characters, but you can see it clear as day. It's like they will charge you for a cool Battlehawk skin because one of the characters is straight up Falcon on that.
I am incredibly interested on the trajectory of this game. I expect very big things, and I am just very interested in how they navigate getting things right, getting things wrong, and adapting with the audience.
Yeah.
I have faith that they're going to push the boundaries, but kind of keep people happy.
Yeah.
Which is a good place to be.
That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be.
You know
and
where
we
you
want
wanna
to be. And we want to be here with you. But of course, we will be back with you just after a word from our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Rocket Money. Missing out on a show that everyone's talking about isn't an option for people like me. So many of us are constantly signing up for this streaming service or that streaming service, and then a few months later realize that we're still paying for the service long after we finish the show. Rocket Money has helped multiple members of Kind of Funny learn that they were still paying for things that they totally didn't even realize. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel all of your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. You can see all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For ones you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/kindafunny today. That's rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. Plus, if your shades ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, don't sweat it. They have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by lost or broken replacements. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it is such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking all dope. Exclusively for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Again, go to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY to get 35% off polarized sunglasses. shadyrays.com, promo code Funny. This episode's brought to you by BetterHelp. When you are having serious conversations with the people in your life, we often hear them talk about red flags that we should avoid. But what if we focus more on looking for green flags in friends and partners? If you're not sure what they look like, therapy can help you identify green flags, actively practice them in your relationships, and embody the green flag energy yourself. Some of my best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, and it serves over 5 million people worldwide. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/kindoffunny to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindoffunny. BetterHelp.com/kindoffunny.
Welcome back, everyone. Tim, it's Friday, and I want to promote one more kind of funny content. One more piece of kind of funny content. Today, we have in review for Captain America.
Yes.
Brave New World has just hit. So you can go check that out. Listen to Nick, Andy, and Tim talking about their thoughts on the movie, where it will rank in the big Marvel re-ranking.
63 movies now. Where does it fall?
I want y'all to watch that because, of course, they talk about the in-theater experience and a lot of shenanigans.
Which includes SnowBikeMike. I'm not going to say what he did or didn't do, but he shouldn't have done it.
He told me to do it, so it was a lot of fun, Jay. He told me to do
Nick's
it.
involved.
Story
Is
number
this a good
3.
thing or bad thing? Up to you. Story
Dice
number 3.
Award winners coming from Adam Bankhurst at IGN. The 28th Dice Awards have arrived and have celebrated the best of the best in the world of video games from 2024. While there were a lot of winners across 23 categories, Astrobot. I've lost myself. One sec. Astrobot won the night by taking home Game of the Year alongside Outstanding Achievement in Animation, Outstanding Technical Achievement, Family Game of the Year, and Outstanding Achievement in Game Design. Congratulations, team.
Hell yeah.
There were a few other games that won multiple categories, and Helldivers 2 came in second with 4 wins for Outstanding Achievement in Original Music Composition, Outstanding Achievement in Audio Design, Action Game of the Year, and Online Game of the Year. Balatro and Indiana Jones and The Great Circle also brought home 3 wins for themselves. In addition to honoring the best games of 2024, this year's DICE Awards also celebrated 2 individuals who both made a great impact on the video game industry. First up was Don James, former executive vice president of operations for Nintendo of America, was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award for his time with the company and his support for the Starlight Children's Foundation. Next, Insomniac Games founder and president Ted Price, who recently announced his retirement from the studio, was given the Hall of Fame Award for all that he has done for game development and, quote, leading Insomniac Games for 3 decades and advocating for video game creators' First Amendment rights, end quote.
Very, very cool, man. Congratulations to Ted. Congratulations to all the winners. Astrobot absolutely destroying the award circuit, and you love to see it. It's rare that we get a game that kind of sweeps it. You know, like when we look at Game Awards and DICE Awards, I feel like the last couple years, they haven't been the same game. Remember? Like, if I remember correctly, like Untitled Goose Game won DICE Awards a couple years back. So to see Astrobot, like, to me, that really says that it's a game that speaks to everyone. And it has that, like, it is AAA and it is a PlayStation Studios game. Yeah. But there's something to it that it could be picked up by anybody and enjoyed by anybody. And there's a creativity that we want to support there. And I think that that's amazing. On the other side, Indiana Jones, right? Getting a whole bunch of wins and a lot of support from the industry, right? And these are the people making the games. These are the developers themselves. So really great stuff.
Yeah, congratulations to Indiana Jones, who took home 3. Troy Baker was awarded as well for his performance. Very, very cool to see. Helldivers 2 getting a whole lot of love was fantastic. Man, Helldivers had us in a headlock during that year. It was a great time. And, you know, I want to point out a couple of things here. One, the team over at Astrobot talking about trying to bring that family game back to PlayStation, how important that was to go for that audience and make a game like that brings the fun, delivers on that, right? We talk about, when you think of PlayStation in recent years, you think of that third-person action-adventure narrative-driven game that's usually a little bit on the mature side, right? And like PlayStation, way back in the day, was that family-friendly, hey, we got the mascots, we want you to have the fun. And we've kind of moved with the progression of the world of, getting the dopest graphics, the most intense stories. And it was really cool to hear them say, hey, we focused on what we wanted to do, and we were so happy that the audience was there to resonate with that. It was great.
Let's do something for the ugly little guy. You know what I mean?
Also, of course, celebrating Ted Price was really, really great. There was a fantastic speech from one of Ted's other coworkers who gave an impassioned speech all about Ted. Ted got up there, talked about the team. It was never about him. It was always about the people around him, uplifting those voices, sharing these moments, and working together. It was an incredible one. And then,
just real quick, I do want to just say, I've said this a couple times recently, but like, shout out to Insomniac Games. Like, what an amazing group of people.
Wow.
Like, I've met many developers and publishers and just industry people over the years, and there is not a single company that every single person I've ever met there is a 10 out of 10. And Insomniac is. Like, and I've now met a couple handfuls of people there, and they are wonderful. They care so much. They're passionate about what they do. They care about each other so much. Great stuff. And yeah, I think that obviously the games speak for themselves, but I do think it's so valuable to award people like Ted for that hard work and such amazing stuff. And congratulations, Ted. Like, the retirement, let's go.
Enjoy retirement. It was a beautiful thing to talk about teamwork. And then on the other side, getting in with Don James was employee number 4 at Nintendo. This guy has an incredible story, Tim, of his career in the video games industry. And something that really stuck out to me was him doing more, taking on extra stuff and going out and helping communities, just like they talked about with Starlight Children's Foundation. This guy, when they talk about his career, he was doing things that just wasn't his normal job title. He was getting involved in other communities, other support systems that he could do. It was really cool, Tim. I was like, man, this guy, he had a cool one. He had a fun time, and he did some really great stuff. So congratulations to both of them getting those awards and being shined a light on. And most importantly, all the award winners. That was a really good DICE Awards. You should go check it out. It is about 2.5 hours. I don't think it was too long. It felt a little long, but like it was like one of those, like, you knew what you came here for. Great speeches, awesome awards. Greg and Stella having fun, telling some great jokes. Great job, everybody. It was good.
Mic them up next time.
Number 4, Ōkami 2 confirmed to be a direct sequel, still early in development. This coming from Rebekah Valentine at IGN. The announcement of a sequel to beloved adventure game Ōkami at the Game Awards last year was met with plenty of fan celebration, but we still know very, very little about what exactly the game entails. In a recent interview with project leads, IGN was able to confirm a few crumbs, including that, yes, the Ōkami sequel is in fact a direct sequel to the events of the first game. Speaking to IGN, Capcom producer, give me a moment, I worked really hard on these, Yoshiaki Hirabayashi confirmed that Ōkami sequel is, quote, continuation of the story that we saw in the original game. We asked as a follow-up if the team could confirm that, in fact, the great god Amaterasu in the trailer we saw at TGA's, while the director Hideki Kamiya, thank you, cryptically responded with, I wonder. Hirabayashi responded moments later that it was. While the news probably doesn't come as a shock to fans, there has been a significant speculation about how Ōkami sequel would be handled, a successorship from Ōkami. Technically, there's already a Ōkami Den, a Nintendo DS game starring Amaterasu's child. And
this little guy, this little puppy,
and features a number of characters from the original game. However, Ōkami Den was met with mixed feedback, both for its release on the DS rather than one console, and for its creation without key original team members such as Kamiya. Unfortunately, we are not going to get that much more detail for this for a while. In the same interview, the team confirmed that Ōkami's sequel was very, very early in development, with the team announcing it so early simply because they were excited and wanted to. Sadly, the team also says we might have taken a little bit of time before we might talk again.
I ain't mad at that at all. Like,
Yes.
I think that I've said this for as long as I've been speaking into a mic about video games. I am a fan of the unicorn game. I am the fan of the holy crap, I can't believe this is actually happening, and it's going to take many years. We are going to hear about this thing every once in a while. Then we're just going to go for a big dry spell of not hearing about it, and then eventually we're going to hear about it again. I don't want every game to be that way, but we get thousands of games a year at this point. I want to have a couple that were like the big dogs. And the fact that I'm talking about a big dog, about Ōkami 2, you know what I mean? A cult classic game. Like, that's where I want it to be. Get this one right. It's not important for this to come out and like just happen. It needs to be good if you're going to do this, because Ōkami is very special. Like, Mike, if you don't know, Ōkami is a game that came out during the PS2 generation at a time when, and GameCube generation, at a time that people were like, hey, this is better than the Zeldas right now.
Wow.
Because it's a Zelda-like game.
Okay.
And I think that over time, you know, people have kind of like really warmed up to Wind Waker. But Ōkami's still in that conversation. It's a very special game. If you haven't played it, the HD version's out now. You can check it out. But yeah, take your time, get this right. And also, shout out to Capcom, man. They have turned the ship around from the early 2010s. And in recent years, they've just been putting out banger after banger, trying new weird things with Exoprimal and Kurigadame.
Oh, Kunitsugami.
Kunitsugami.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yes. Like trying new IP, trying new things, but then also banger ass remakes of Resident Evils, great new Resident Evils. Onimusha's coming back. They did Devil May Cry 5 a decade ago at this point, but like they've had win after win after hit. So yeah, man, I trust them. Take your time, get the talent right.
I also like when the team is so excited. They're like, we got to announce this. We got to share it with the world. We got to get the hype there and let them know, hey, it's going to take us some time. We'll be back a little bit later. But I love celebrating that.
Yeah.
If the team is excited about it, let them go have some fun. Let's talk about story number 5. Ubisoft CEO says the plan is to focus on open world and live service games year after year. This coming from Chris Scullion at VGC. The CEO of Ubisoft says the publisher is focusing mainly on open world action adventure games and live service games in the coming years. During a Q&A following a presentation on the company's financial results for Q3 of its 2024-2025 financial year, one caller asked if the executives on the panel could shed more light on their development pipeline going forwards. Of course, CEO Yves Guillemot replied with the focus was mainly going to be on open world adventures like the Assassin's Creed games and live service games like Rainbow Six Siege or the Crew Motorfest for the foreseeable future. Quote, we have been investing significantly for a big pipeline of products for the coming years along our 2 verticals, these being open world action adventures as well as games as a service, narrative experiences, Guillemot said. And that's what we want to deliver year after year. Going on to discuss games already confirmed, he added, as you know, we are preparing for a big launch for Assassin's Creed Shadows in the very short term. Next year, we'll have big plans that will benefit Rainbow Six across all platforms. That's focusing well, and that's a key milestone in the growth plan for the company. We've announced that Anno 117 Pax Romana will also come out next year, as well as the Division Resurgence on mobile. This is all coming along the way. We haven't provided more color for FY26, but we will have more to share by the time of May. And I've just said we have a strong platform for the future years across these 2 verticals. During the presentation, Guillemot also claimed that Assassin's Creed Shadows pre-orders were in line with those of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which went on to be the second most successful entry in terms of unit sales. Tim, I mean, no shit. Right? Like, of course they're focusing on those 2. That's what they've been focusing on, Tim.
Yeah, nothing's new here. Here's what fucking sucks, Mike. Me and you sit here. We're so lucky we get to be at this desk in front of this video wall with Kevin Coelho running the goddamn stream. What a great Friday. What a great time. We got freaking smoke machines. Everything's awesome.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility to, you know, have fun. It's in the name. Kind of funny.
Having fun.
We're here for
Trying
fun.
our
We're
best.
celebrating. We're trying to talk about games. but we also, try to be critical in a productive way. We try to be fanboys responsibly, because if we love something, we just want to share that love. I know me and you very much share that experience, right? And it's kind of easy sometimes to get upset and just start like throwing around words that really don't mean anything when you're mad at something or whatever. But like sometimes you just need to. So Kevin,
let's take a moment, Tim. Give us it.
Please give me the one. Fuck you, Ubisoft. Fuck you. I hate this shit. Maybe I'm petty as hell right now coming off, and I know that this is not professional and this is irresponsible. I don't give a shit, man. What y'all did to Ubisoft Montpellier for Prince of Persia Lost Crown, fuck that shit, man. My favorite game last year. It's going to be one of my favorite games of all time. And you did that team so fucking dirty. After it won a bunch of awards, I just was looking at the dice thing. It was nominated for multiple awards. Might not have won. Fucking nominated. You know what wasn't? What wasn't? Your fucking live service games. God damn it. I hate this fucking shit. And also, this isn't going to happen anyways. They're going to fucking fail.
Tim?
All my friends there, get that fuck out. Find a new place. Get on the life board.
Tim, take a deep breath. Great stuff, Tim. Tim, I think you're speaking for a lot of people who feel out there, for sure, of course. So I love what you're putting down there. Tim is right. Of course, as I said, no shit. It feels like that has been the way of this company for quite some time. It seems like they try different things and they find wins in Prince of Persia type games or, others. And they just they're like, no, that wasn't our thing. We're back to this, right? And so if you're going to focus on the two, then you better deliver on the two. These better be the best of the best moving forward. The teams better feel confident. They better know that they have their jobs year after year because you're bringing in a lot of money.
I mean,
you're bringing in a lot of money.
I've never been more confident in the Crew Motor Fest.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about that.
That's all I have to say.
Okay.
No. Again, I am coming off as a fucking hater, and I am very legitimately mad about this because I care, because I do care about these things. But like all the shade aside, it's like there's so many talented people here working on these games. Like I don't even want to shit on the Crew Motorfest. Like the little that I've played about that game, it is stunning. It is so fun to play.
Yeah.
There's the people working on that game truly, deeply care.
They care
about making a good game, but Ubisoft needs to set them up to be able to succeed, and they need to be able to, just create a better environment culturally within video games so that like we don't hear Ubisoft and immediately like have our blood start boiling. And like, maybe again, I'm on the way more hyped up mad side of this, but like I do think that there was a time when we would be waiting for E3, and the Ubisoft press conference was one of the ones I was looking forward to the most.
Of course. Of course. I think there's a lot of times for that.
And now I'm at a point that I am begging and praying that they don't do a Ubisoft Forward. Just don't. So that the next time you do, you actually have things to say.
We will see this summer what they announce for the future. It seems like they have their eyes set on a plan. Of course, Assassin's Creed Shadows right around the corner. It was delayed. Let's see how this lands, how this is received. This is a setting that fans have wanted Assassin's Creed to hit for a long, long time. Hopefully they nail it like all the fans, I think, want and deserve. Of course, you have a game that is still continuing to fire on all cylinders. It might have its ups and downs, but you have a strong product in Rainbow Six Siege. You have other games that you can add to this games as a service lineup. You have open world games like Far Cry that you can go to, Watch Dogs when you're ready. So like they have the titles, but you have to nail it, and you haven't inspired any of the audience for the past couple of years here. So it'll be very interesting to see where we go. Let's go to our final story of the day here, Tim. Story number 6. 2 big Final Fantasy remakes are reportedly still active development or inactive development. Jordan Middler at VGC reports. A Final Fantasy IX remake is reportedly still in development alongside a remake of Final Fantasy Tactics. This according to noted industry insider Nate the Hate,
a.k.a. the #1 man in games industry bullshit right now that I hear his name and I'm like, yo, everything's riding on you. If you say something, I believe it. And the moment he's wrong, we're all going to turn on you. Positively, respectfully. But no, right now, dude, nah, nothing but trust.
Oh, nothing but trust for Nate the Hate right now from Tim, who has a record of revealing information about video games ahead of their official reveal. Both titles, which have been rumored for several years, are still on the way. Replying to a user on X who asked about the status of both games, Nate the Hate said, quote, both remain in active development. Final Fantasy IX Remake isn't expected to see release in 2025. Maybe we'll see it launch in 2026, end quote.
I know we're going a little long on the show, but I want to talk about this for a sec,
Talk
because
about it,
this is important to talk about, exciting to talk about. There's a lot of different things here. One is, these are some of the last remaining games from the NVIDIA leak.
Oh, okay.
That happened many
Very
years
interesting.
ago.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. I think that it's one of the origin stories of the where there's smokes, there's fires conversation on Games Daily, where one by one, all of those games announced on the NVIDIA leak have been announced, including things like Kingdom Hearts 4. That felt kind of like a wild thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, here we are now. Both Final Fantasy 9 and Tactics with remakes coming. We've been expecting this. We've been predicting it. Oh, it's going to be a State of Play. Oh, it's going to be at Keeley's event. Oh, it's going to be here. And it hasn't. So that's surprising. These dates talking about it's not even going to make 2025. I'm a little bewildered by that, Mike, because I am kind of expecting Final Fantasy 9 to be very different from the Final Fantasy 7 remake project.
Oh, okay.
Final Fantasy 7, more reimagining than anything, a 3-part freaking epic. I think Final Fantasy 9 is going to be a one SKU.
Okay.
And it's done more than a remaster, but not quite a reimagining. Like, I think
Like
it's
a Resident Evil 2 remake? Like that kind of style? Where you're still closer to the ballpark, you're not bringing it, like you said, with Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah, I think closer to RE2.
Okay.
Closer to RE2. But yeah, so that's cool. And then Tactics as well. Like, I feel like that Tactics is one of the, again, I think like cult classic Final Fantasy games, and even then one of the highest rated PlayStation games of all time. Like, it's still a big deal. But I do think Tactics kind of has the juice going into it, that if it got a dope ass re-release now, it's going to hit very hard for people. Last thing I want to say, you combine both of these things, whether it's a delay or just kind of like timing of strategy of when they're putting this out, whether it's 2025, 2026, because right now I think they're talking about Final Fantasy 9 not to be in 2025, so maybe Tactics is.
Okay.
I very much expect we can combine this information with what Square has been saying about really focusing on multi-platform success, and I imagine that these games will launch day and date on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch too.
Okay, big.
And so I think that is very, very good and awesome, and hopefully can kind of get a nice reset for Square to come up with realistic sales expectations and to have a better understanding of what they are capable of.
Yeah.
We're talking about not spreading themselves too thin and focusing more on like the bigger hits. I think these two can be relatively big hits, like not the biggest successes that they've ever had, but I do think that especially you get the quality right, you get the marketing right, you put them on all the consoles, you're going to be in a good spot.
Tim, when you talk about Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy as a whole, it's always so big. It's exciting. But if I need something a little bit smaller, where would I go?
You go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items that you need to know about.
First up on the Wii News Network, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are coming to Call of Duty. Can we see the small teaser? Now, I don't want to start saying things because it's just a generic city backdrop. But like Verdansk, when? You know what I mean? It's not Verdansk. It's not Verdansk, but like you put us downtown, you got that feeling. You know what I mean? Where's Verdansk? But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are coming.
They're here.
Nothing better than just getting absolutely doo-dooed on by the Ninja Turtles in Call of Duty Warzone.
They're everywhere, man.
I love it.
Like, they'll do any collab freaking possible. They're gonna. I bet you.
Yeah.
That you're a little from what am I talking about? Elden Ring and Nightreign. You're gonna be fucking up Michelangelo one day.
Oh my God, one day. Dynasty Warriors Origins sold over 1 million copies worldwide. Yo,
Let's go.
Dynasty
Let's go.
Warriors
It's
is back,
baby.
They never left, but they're back. Also, that new game from the Dynasty Warriors type vibe, I bought it for $24. Had a blast.
Fuck yeah.
Had a blast, Tim.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait. Maybe we'll talk about it on what you've been playing, SnowBikeMike. You never know. From Gamitsu, Night Drive Studios has announced that System Shock 2 Enhanced Edition is upcoming remastered. Its upcoming remastered version of the 1999 classic sci-fi fiction horror action RPG has been renamed to System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster, and the release date will be announced at Future Game Show Spring Showcase 2025 on March 20th. Okay, get it down. Infinity Nikki is coming to Steam, and Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals the Time, is coming to Xbox Series XS, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC on May 22nd.
Cool.
I like that. I thought Blessing was kind of fooling with me on that one.
Yeah.
I was a little worried
Yeah,
for a
you
second.
got to get banana?
I had to pause for a second, take a deep breath on that one. Tim, let's go through the super chats that I left
Let's do
here
it.
for you and I to round out the show with that. Of course, Alex J. Sandoval writes in and says, loving the matching burnt orange looks today, boys. Hey, happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Let's keep it going right now. Norman says, stayed up way too late to watch the DICE Awards here on the East Coast. They were great. Way more of what I want from an award show than the TGAs. Hey, you get the best of both worlds. As Greg has always said, that's for the developers, by the developers, right? You have the big blowout with Jeff Keighley. You got the Muppets there. You got awesome showcase games that get to be shown in like worldwide release, whatever. And then you have Greg having fun with the developers, giving great speeches. You get both of them. It's a great time to be alive. Shout out to Dear Sixlet with the, it's my birthday. Here's a birthday tax. As far as collabs go, imagine it. A raid in Nightreign against the dark side, or from Kingdom Hearts, it's the or Final Fantasy.
Dark side from Kingdom Hearts or
Yeah.
Bahamut from Final Fantasy. I mean, yeah.
You can throw
telling
them in there.
guys,
You can
like,
throw them in there.
It's going to happen.
Damn, Tim, you got them all cracked up on the
I know.
collabs now.
I know.
Jay Play says, why can't Ubisoft just make Splinter Cell?
Yeah.
Unless Splinter Cell can be an open world action adventure game, like
Or
they try to do with
multiplayer
the
live
Division,
service?
then it's not
Jesus
coming back. Is
Christ,
right.
man.
Yell writes in and says, the Ōkami devs. Oh, we got some more super chats blowing up my phone right now. Hold up. The Ōkami devs were too excited and blew their load early. #horny week. All the jokes aside, I'm glad the team is excited about making a sequel to a GOAT.
Yeah, man. That's great.
Ian says, unrelated, but any word on when Cobra Kai in review continues? Tim, I'm back.
Yes, real quick. I don't want to say too much about this,
Tell
but
me,
what I
Tim.
will say is Cobra Kai, the greatest karate saga of all time, concluded yesterday. The final 5 episodes dropped, and me and Gia sat down as soon as I got home from work. We hit play, and we never hit pause.
Oh, no.
It just kept going and going and going, and right in the middle of the finale, the fucking screen pops up and says, are you still watching?
Don't.
And I'm like, fuck you, you stupid motherfucker. Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm still watching. And we finished that shit, and on next Monday, in just a couple days, we're going to sit at this desk and talk all about Cobra freaking Kai on the Kind of Funny screencast.
I'm so excited.
Right after Games Daily.
I can't
11
wait.
a.m. Pacific. That
Watch
scared me for a second, Kevin. I thought the screen might have been on fire.
It's on fire. Final 2 right there. CJ writes in one more time, says, KF speed dating? Question mark. If you have some lovely single person in your life that needs like Mike and Bless to come and take him out on a date, call us up. You know what I mean? I'm available. EJ writes in and says, shout out to the Legend of Heroes Trials through Daybreak 2 launching today. Very exciting news. Some cool games. Tim, let's end the show with You're Wrong, checking in on messing up if we messed up anything throughout today's show. And Tim, it is empty.
It's completely
so we didn't
empty,
mess up
Mike.
anything.
Woo!
Thank
We
you
did
to
it.
everyone who's tuned in on this lovely Friday with a whole lot of energy. This has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and of course on podcast services around the globe. Don't forget, if you love what we do here at Kind of Funny, consider supporting us with that Kind of Funny membership available on YouTube and on Patreon to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch them live as we record them and get your daily exclusive show. Please enjoy the GAMESCAST next, and of course, Game Showdown and the stream afterwards. It's going to be a big, fun Friday here on Twitch and on YouTube. Of course, you're here on Twitch. You don't got to go anywhere. If you're on YouTube, click that next link. Join us over there. We'll have some fun. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend.